Scott Baio.
My obsession with Scott Baio. Scott Baio!
Baio, isn't that right? Baio.
Yeah.
You know about this, Scott Baio?
Any thoughts about Scott Baio?
Hispanic Scott Baio.
Scott Baio, great to see you.
One-on-one with great Scott Baio.
I'm here with Scott Baio.
Thinking Scott Baio.
Cha-cha Scott Baio.
Buongiorno, Scott Baio.
Would you all welcome Scott Baio.
Actor and director Scott Baio.
Scott Baio. Under the Scott Baio law.
Scott Baio was with us today.
Scott Baio.
But they'll flip. It goes everywhere and hits you in the... Hey, how's everyone doing? George, how the heck are you? Good to be back. What, George?
I just want to thank everybody for all the Mark Jones love.
We missed Mark Jones. Life, and sorry about last week and then the week, 2 weeks ago. Just, life happens. Sometimes it's good to see a lot of people, some of the regulars on there. But sometimes my daughter had a tournament up in where it was very cold, up in Ocala, Florida. It was super cold, but she had a 3-day tournament there. And, so sometimes we got to do some stuff and we have to miss. But let me ask you guys a question on the chat. I mean, as opposed to not, my wife suggested this, and I think it's a great suggestion. As opposed to not, like something happens and Mark and George and I can't, George and I can't come on. Would you like to see a best of, like something we did a while ago? I think that might be kind of fun. Might be kind of fun to show an oldie. Let us know what you guys think. We're showing maybe even from way back, George, like way back, like from a couple of years ago. What do you think, George?
I think it's an interesting thing. We got a lot of people that, for instance, when we did the Ray Boom Boom Mancini interview, or you did it, and a lot of people wrote in even later going, oh my God, I loved it. I miss this guy. I wondered where he went, and they love your style of interview. So I think that's the kind of thing I would do. And it looks like people are receptive to it. Look, okay. Joanne.
Okay, Colleen Feltz loves that idea. Okay, great. So maybe Boom Boom. Yes, it was Boom Boom.
Yeah.
When you guys were in the room together. Yes, we were in the room together. It was a different vibe. Who said that? I missed it. Dang it. It was whoever it was. Oh yeah, I just saw it. I missed it. I saw it. Let me get the person. Sorry, it was a great idea. When we were in the room together, when we were in the room together, it's just a different vibe. But I moved, and now Mark died. So we can't. I don't mean to make a joke. I miss him. Anyway, George, did you watch the Super Bowl?
I watched the first half, and when it got to the halftime show, I just decided I just didn't want to watch any of it, and I felt like I'd come back for the second half, and I wound up just watching the first half of it. I felt a little bit un-American, but I just wasn't that interested. I'm sorry.
It was, I actually thought that I watched the halftime show, and I also watched Turning Point, which was really great. I thought the halftime show was insulting to Hispanic people. I really do. I was like, is this what these people want to be known for? They live in a jungle. Is that what Hispanic people live in, a jungle? And they drink tequila and use EBT and shake their rear ends and work on television and work. Yeah, there was a big sign EBT in one of the fronts of the stores, and they work on they work on power lines. That's pretty much what I got from it. I think it's a little insulting to the Hispanic people. It's my opinion. But did you didn't see any of the halftime show?
I didn't know. And I didn't even watch the competing halftime show. I forgot about it.
Yeah, it was great. I watched. It was a boring game. It was boring. I don't know what the hell happened to the Pats. It was boring, but whatever. Anyway, we're back. So happy that you all are back here now. We're doing good. The weather's a bit cool here still. Is it warm in Cali?
I'm in Ohio, and it's...
Oh, you're in Ohio. It's cold.
Very, very cold.
Oh, is it snowing?
Yeah, it is. Very cold.
All right. Okay, let's get to our guest. This is kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. Melania Trump has that very, very successful documentary out right now. Full disclosure, I have not seen it because I have not had time to see it. But I'm going to see it. George has seen it. My wife has seen it. Our guest made it. I just, and this was the best time for Marc Beckman, who produced it, to be interviewed. So I'm going to see it as soon as I can. I've just been traveling a lot. And so this is going to be kind of interesting. We're going to talk about Melania's documentary. We talk about her a little bit. So this is going to be cool. So let's bring on the producer of the Melania documentary, Marc Beckman. Hey, Marc.
Hi, George. Hi, Scott.
Mark.
Thank you guys for having me tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Where are you? Where are you, Marc? Where are you?
New York City.
You're in Manhattan?
Yes.
How's the gray snow and the garbage situation going there?
It's actually pretty disgusting. I was out a little earlier wondering why we still have, I'm not joking, there's like right outside, I live over like in Midtown, and there are like 5-foot mountains blocking the sidewalks still today. It's wild.
Of garbage or snow?
No. We have garbage, a lot of garbage too, but snow as well. Because what's happening is the snow is blocking the garbage collectors from picking up the trash. So we have a nice little blend of a new Mamdani experiment.
You got some Mamdani stew going on. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
exactly.
Anyway, so Marc, I met Melania Trump, Mrs. Trump, when I campaigned for President Trump in 2016. We went to the Christmas party in 2017, and the president invited us up to the Lincoln bedroom, which was just off the charts, amazing. And I was walking out of the kind of by the door, and everybody was inside, and I turned around and she was just outside the door looking in, and I went, oh, and I thought, wow, this is a really pretty woman.
Wow.
Damn. And she's more than pretty woman. She's striking. She's got these, like, I don't know if they're cats. I don't know what those eyes are. They're like laser beams, but she was so gracious and kind and soft spoken that I was really sort of impressed with her. When you, first of all, how did this all come about, this documentary?
Yeah. Well, the documentary came about, it was originally her idea. We've wanted to put something together in this medium for several years. As I mentioned to you and George, I've been working with her in this capacity for almost 25 years, since before Barron was born. And we've always wanted to create a film, but as you can probably imagine, it's not as easy as getting on the phone, calling Netflix and saying, hey, I represent the First Lady, Melania Trump, right? If it was Michelle Obama or Hillary Clinton, it's a different game.
But Marc, how do you know her?
So she and I were introduced to each other right around the time that, I would say, right before before she married President Trump. And a mutual colleague in marketing called me and said, I'd like you to meet President Trump, Donald Trump's next wife. And I took the meeting, and it was abundantly clear to me that this was a unique person, very motivated, very driven. And we started working together, all the way back then. I'm the one that organized her deals with Cadillac and Vacheron Constantine and the Melania Trump timepieces and jewelry and the QVC deal. And, we did all of that back then. The way I work with her, Scott, is I build at the foundation. I handle all of her brand. And then we build up from the foundation across 3 verticals. I do her commercial transactions, so the movie, the book, digital assets, the Christmas ornaments, which are really important to us, jewelry, whatever it might be. In the middle, it's all the humanitarian and philanthropic work, the work we do with fostering the future, the foster care children. And then the last pillar is communications. So we work very strategically, and it's really the best work that I do with her.
Okay, so anyway, she thought of the documentary and came to you.
Yep.
And go.
So we had a quick call, and we said, let's sell these 20 days of my life. So she said, Mark, go for it. So given the fact that I am not a Hollywood agent, I just put together a target list and started calling the senior most people at Disney, Paramount, Netflix, Amazon, MGM, a couple of other players. And we had a very small period of time. So as you probably are aware, I was able to structure a record-breaking deal for documentaries. It is a $40 million deal. And then I brought in Brett Ratner as the
wait before you go any further. So you brought it to a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Did you get any pushback from the other places that were not Netflix?
Yeah. So we did the deal with Amazon, MGM, and a couple of the places said, we got some nonsense, Scott. Like,
I'm sorry, Amazon. What did I say?
Yeah. But we got some nonsense. We got kind of thing of like, well, we don't do political documentaries. And I'm like, it's not political. It's, this woman becoming first lady. It's 20 days leading up to the inauguration. We're not getting into policy arguments. This isn't like a Lindsey Graham on immigration type of literally about her family, her philanthropy.
Great example.
Right? So
that was a very clear, that when I saw the film, and your statement is the transition into the second time being first lady. It was very clear to me that summarized the movie. And when she said that.
Right. But I'm sure people said, well, we don't do political.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was
nonsense.
It was, anti-Trump, I'm sure.
Definitely. Yeah. Look, we've had that. I'm used to it. I mean, I've been working with her for a long time, and we've had it in publishing. We have it everywhere. It's ridiculous. We do great work. As you know, we've the First Lady has put together 2 reunifications so far between Ukrainian and Russian their families, and CNN criticizes her for it. So we're used to it. We're Teflon. We just keep those to the ground and do good work.
But Mark, before, when you were working with her 2015, 11, 12 years ago, you didn't have this kind of pushback with her, obviously, right?
No way, not even close. It was the opposite. People embraced her, and
because they embraced him. They embraced him, right? Okay, it's amazing. It's amazing to me, this crap stuff. It's amazing to me we're still doing this. Or it just seems to be, and it seems to be getting worse. Okay.
You can talk about it, Scott, because it happened to you like very early in it. As soon as you put your flag out for Trump and said you loved him, I mean, you had immediate and decade-long rejection.
Yeah. Mark, just so you know what happened to me, and we have it in writing. So, and I've told this story, but George and I were working on an idea, and he emailed somebody over at ABC. Her name was Dawn Solar. She was the senior VP, blah, blah, blah. And said, hey, I got this idea with Scott Baio, blah, 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 blah. She writes back, I don't want anything to do with Scott Trump Baio. So if she's putting it in writing, it's all over the place, right? Yeah. So I understand it to a much smaller scale than the president and the first lady. Okay, so
Scott, I want to tell you something. So what I did learn, notwithstanding that whole like bizarre Trump Hollywood thing, something I did learn though in some of the conversations, they admitted that they've been ignoring 50% of the country to date. So that's encouraging. At least they're acknowledging the fact that for no reason at all, they're ignoring us. Yeah. And they need more conservative-minded content.
Yeah, 100%.
We're going to bring it.
100%. So anyway, so continue on, please, Mark. She wants to do a documentary, 20 days. Why 20 days? What is that? So
really part of the strategy was we started selling the concept shortly after her book went to #1 on New York Times for like 13 weeks.
Right.
And the book, Scott, starts with her early childhood and goes through pretty much the first, 45th presidency, the first administration. We sprinkle in there, the assassination attempt and the raid at Mar-a-Lago, but it stops, right? So I didn't want to sell any of her life story. I wanted to keep that in my back pocket. So we had this window between how do we sprint? We need to put together I don't know. Melania and I haven't done this before, right? So
Right.
okay, we could figure this out. Melania comes up with the idea. I sell it to Amazon. I bring in Brett Ratner because we have the concept of like a highly stylized, beautiful theatrical release. We don't want to do a documentary with a talking head and a warehouse behind her, right? We want to do something that's gorgeous on screen, sonically incredible, right? We brought in the Rolling Stones and Elvis and Michael Jackson, and we want it in the theater. So we're like, we need a Hollywood director that, is like Brett Ratner caliber, 2 billion in box office receipts and Rush Hour and X-Men, like all that kind of stuff. And then we needed Brett to put together a team. So we only had 20 days. It was like such a tight time period. So we had to march we started shooting, I believe, on January 2nd, and then the inauguration was on January 20th. So that's what we got, and we take the viewers into experiences that they've wanted to see. Like, what's her relationship like behind the scenes with her family, her husband, her son, her father? What's her business world like? What's it like to become first lady again? And how hard is it to prepare when our nation is, on stage to the entire world again?
Right. So you got Brett, whom I met, spent a little bit of time with him. Smart guy, really talented director. So had he directed any documentaries prior to this?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So
He's got a big budget.
Was he trying? Yeah. So was he trying to set up shots?
So that's a great question. So he couldn't do that. Everything we did was one take. That's it. If he didn't get it. Melania was like, he brags about Melania. She was like innately, he kept saying like, where the light is, where to walk. Like she knew she kind of do it.
She was a model, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So she knows. So he's directing this now. And it's interesting. So you got a guy who's probably used to doing take after take until he gets it right, till he feels it's right, till the actor's happy, there everybody's happy, and and it's like boom, done, go, move on, boom, done, move on. How invasive? I'm pissed off that I haven't seen it because I want to ask the question: how invasive were you allowed to be?
So full access. The way it's set up is really like. The first lady she authors this.
Wait, one second, Mark. How many crew?
Big. So it's worth noting. So Brett did a great job also. He brought in a couple of Oscar award-winning photographers. And, we went from New York to Palm Beach to DC. And the core team marched with us through those 3 cities. But between all of them, I would say that we had at least north of 100 people on the crew. At least. Okay. Yeah.
So
the opening production, George,
that's huge.
We had that first scene, George, you saw it. Like we had drones. This was like a full-on Hollywood. It was incredible. We had drones flying over Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, it was incredible. Rolling Stones blasting. Scott, you got to check it out. You'll be shocked.
No, I'm going to, and I meant to, but I just couldn't get there. But so you had 100 people,
at least,
100? Being invasive.
Yeah, in their residences.
In their residence at Mar-a-Lago
and New York City, and then we take them into places. So what's interesting is we wanted to bring the viewers, the audience, into meetings that have never been accessed before, like, for example, with the Secret Service planning how to keep the first family safe after 2 assassination attempts. We wanted to bring the public into buildings that they've never seen before, like the Blair House, where, there's an American tradition. The incoming first family stays in the Blair House before they move into the White House. we wanted to bring them into, Mar-a-Lago and their residence, into the White House, the residence, Trump's airplane, Air Force One. So we bring them everywhere. We brought the crew with us everywhere we went.
Wow.
It's cool.
That's absolutely crazy.
What I like. Oh, go ahead, Scott.
Go ahead. No, go, George.
In some of the bringing people into meetings you don't see, I found, I always thought you sit down and here's the food guy, the chef, the caterer, here's the guy designing the invitations, here's what you'll be wearing. And that was the thing that struck me most about it is Mrs. Trump, the first lady.
These are designer clothes, George. These are big designers coming in.
She tried it on and she walked in. It was a beautiful dress or suit that was like black, but it had a neck with a white, I don't want to call it an ascot, but it was like a fake like little V shirt here. And she said that you need to remove this. And I thought the designers would be like a diva going, nobody touches my clothes, but she took it off and they grabbed scissors and they cut that piece out.
Wow.
And then she started to talk about how the structure of it will still hold up. And I go, how does she even know how to make this? But apparently they mentioned without digging in that her mother had given her a lot of background on it. So I'd love to hear, I just found it refreshing that she actually was not afraid of giving her own input and they actually listened to her. That's what I found.
It's cool that you picked up that nuance because, as you mentioned, there's like a delicate balance between her being very detail oriented and understanding the engineering and the construction. We showed in the film that she guides the designers. She creates the product she wants, the iconic hat, the outfits, everything. But moreover, her background is created because her mother was a designer. So her mom got into the fashion industry. She started modeling because of her mother, but she also picked up these skills, and we show those skills come to life in the film.
Well, I think the fact that you left that in, not that you would be afraid to leave it, the fact that it did, I picked up on the subtle, like the nuance of, this is who this woman is. And that was my favorite scene in the whole thing, to be honest with you.
It's a little weird, George. That's a little weird, but okay.
She's super detailed though, and she applies it honestly. Like people don't see it, but with the White House, for example, I really do believe she's kind of reinventing the role of First Lady because she's more action oriented. Historically, the role of First Lady has been hosting, state dinners and Easter egg rolls and Christmas and all, but now we're really impacting a lot. And all of those details, though, as it relates to those traditional services that a First Lady provides, she's involved in every aspect, every invitation, for the state dinner, everything from the candlesticks to the menu, everything. So
is she involved with policy?
So yeah, she's done some really great stuff, Scott. So she championed.
I don't mean the president's policy. I mean she does other things.
Yeah. She's like the Take It Down Act, which protects American kids from non-consensual intimate imagery. She spearheaded that and pushed it through Congress. The Fostering the Future executive order, she spearheaded that and put that in place. That's all hers, and she's working on new legislation now. She's been able to secure $30 million allocated to the HUD budget specifically for foster care kids housing. She gets involved. She's been way more.
The education for the foster kids, I thought was amazing thought that scholarships and things like that, because
I agree.
You're like, you feel like you're behind the eight ball already. And then how do you do this? And that was just I'm sure it was a huge relief to the people that are in that situation.
Yeah.
I love that you're mentioning that because it's something that she's been working on since after the first presidency. And we received a letter over Christmas. It was like so heartwarming. This woman wrote a letter. She sent a photo, a woman, of her and her students. She's a teacher. And the letter was basically like, look, Mrs. Trump, I was in my third year of college and I was going to end up, an individual from foster care. She was going to end up She had no more money, couldn't go to school, was going to end up homeless. Melania underwrote the entire scholarship, got her through college, and now this woman is changing these kids' lives. So it's really incredible
for her. So, Mark, a guy named Giggity on here asks, and you don't have to say what it was. Was there anything off limits? I mean, obviously, the obvious stuff off limits, but yes or no? Was there anything off limits? You don't have to say what it was.
Yes.
Okay. So during, I'm interested in the actual production of it, because it seems it seems almost impossible to do what you did because of Secret Service, because of access, because of the president himself. It seems, I'm sure it was a daunting. I'm trying to put this in a cohesive sentence. You're chasing this woman around, basically, right? And so reality shows are not real. They are not. Documentaries, a lot of them are rigged and fake. This seems like you're just following and catching what you can. Does that sound like what you did?
Scott, there's no doubt about it. Like, for example, remember this inauguration was moved from the outside because it was cold inside the Congress into the rotunda. Right. So we're backstage with the First Lady, and we got one shot as she walks from backstage into the rotunda. That's it, right? So it's
how many cameras? How many cameras did you have?
We had multiple cameras. It's
6, 7.
No, I would say that sometimes it was probably up to like 5 or 6. Yeah, depending on
wow.
where we were. It was
when you shot a movie, basically.
We shot a movie for sure.
Shot an action movie.
Yeah, we really did.
That's what you did.
That Brett knows how to do it. I mean, he was incredible. You know, like the candlelight dinner had cameras all over the place, and we shot everybody.
Oh, but that's a set piece. Okay, the candlelight dinner is a set piece, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have 5 cameras, and I think Brett is fantastic, how the hell do you know where to put them?
Yeah, he knows. Like he understood that. That was stuff that was way beyond what Melania and I knew. He had organized to have cameras staged, and there were fights. Like, you know, Secret Service is trying to protect the first family.
That's my point.
Right?
They're trying to protect. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. So, like, remember, like Trump just went through 2 assassination attempts. The Secret Service is there protecting the whole first family, and you know, Brett's fighting for a camera to be positioned at the top of the stairway of an airplane. And they're like, no, you can't do that. It's a breach of security. And you know who was very supportive of, you know, getting the shot was Melania. She wanted the movie to be great, really like within her authorship, this window that she wanted to give to the world. So she was the one that would push and be like, I want him on the plane with me. I want him, you know, when the Bidens, you know, the ritual of the outgoing president and first lady, they get on Marine One and they take off. Like Brett was right in there with the camera crew. It's incredible.
Tell me what's happening right here, Mark.
This was the best night of my life.
No, go. Tell the story.
This is so we wanted to have Melania decided she wanted to have the premiere at the Trump Kennedy Center. And this is that night. It's not even, it's just about a little more than a week ago. And I was honored. I sat next to the president for the night, and I had the best time. First of all, it was like, this is the biggest achievement of my career, without a doubt. I mean, it's just such a special thing that we were able to do this. And then I had the best time. I got to sit with the president of the United States to watch, you know, my film come to life. We worked so hard on it. I feel like you guys really understand that. Like, I never knew what it takes to do something like this. We were involved in every single detail. The First Lady ran every single detail. And then I got to sit next to the president and watch, you know, the film premiere in the Kennedy Center with just so many close friends. The whole cabinet was there except 2 people. Members of the military were there, military families. I mean, it was just a room filled with love and support. It was just such an exceptional experience. And President Trump had the best time. The whole time he's asking me, how did you get the Rolling Stones? Were they expensive? Or, we had this great scene, George, as you know, with the freed Israeli hostage. It was that scene kicked off a series of events that literally led to Melania Trump saving a person's life. And he said, "Oh, I saved all the hostages. I got every one of them out." Like, just incredible. Great night.
Can I play a short trailer?
Wait, Joe. I just want to ask. I want to see the trailer, but I want to ask two questions because I think they're good. Julie for Everett asks a really interesting question from Mark. Have you been treated differently now since you've done this by Hollywood people? Have you been noticing anything negatively?
Yeah. No, not at all.
Not really.
To be honest, I really have. We just have a lot of work to do. So I just keep my nose to the ground with the First Lady, and we just keep on marching forward. There's a lot that we do, we're just focused on doing it.
And the second, this is my question.
Buying. I mean, like this week, Scott. Like,
yes,
there's a Radiohead moment in the movie, and we bought the rights to the song. Like we followed protocol. We did everything legally. I'm a lawyer. My background is law. And the guys from Radiohead are like, "Oh no, we wouldn't give that song to this film." Like they.
Oh wait, no, don't get into that yet, Mark. I want Mark George's going to get into that because I think that's fascinating. It's fascinating about the music. Can you hold up on that for one sec?
Of course.
During the shooting of the Melania documentary, she seems unflappable. Were there again? You don't have to answer this. Were there times where she was like, "I can't see you people anymore"? You know what I mean?
Never. This woman, her work ethic is killer.
God bless her.
I could tell you she works every single day. I don't know the last time she took a day off, holiday, weekends. And while everybody's attacking and launching missiles at her and launching bombs at her and, shooting at her, she just walks through the fire, stays focused, and achieves what she sets out to do. She is just iron. Like
it's amazing.
But she does that to you. I've had enough of Baio for now.
Yeah, right. No, but you do that to me, George. Because what was I going to say? Because I find it so. I don't even know if the word is insulting to her that she's not on any covers of magazines, and we everybody knows the story. It's just so stupid. She's obviously, the best looking First Lady we've ever had by a lot, and come on. All right. Anyway, George, get into the music, George. Ask
Scott,
questions about.
I want to address that. Like, we had. You'll be happy to hear this. Like, she's working on important things. She's saving people's lives. She's changing people's lives. She's impacting people.
I know.
And we don't care about the magazine covers. In fact, she was. The editor-in-chief of Vanity Fair reached out not too long ago, and we said, go fish. Like, not for us. We want to focus on doing good work. And, George just highlighted the fact that this film, if you love fashion, this film blows away Vogue or anyone. This is a true fashion explosion. Every scene, she's dressed, way to the next level. And, she just kills everyone. She's the most fashionable First Lady in history, bar none. And this film expresses that. So, she's doing much more important work than who has the time to model for the cover of Vogue.
Mark, I understand that, and I understand she's doing a lot of good for a lot of people, but I would think that the people that don't really pay that much attention kind of get pissed off.
Yeah. That
Michelle Obama gets 800 covers and Melania doesn't get any. So I think people take that personally. I take it personally a little bit, even though I'm a political crazy man. I read everything, but I think people in the country are like, this is just bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked. And she doesn't care, which is great. I mean, she doesn't have to care, but it tells you who she is, how secure she is,
and she doesn't
herself. Go ahead, George.
What I was going to ask about the music, and I actually noticed how great and varied the music was that you picked. And then when I first heard the Stones come out or Michael Jackson, I'm like, oh my God, because I know a little bit about who's very hard to get licensed. And the fact that you were able to put this together and have Elvis, and I think Aretha was in it. And, you and I talked about that. I thought the choice of Sonny was such a, that for the montage that you did was it was so you could tell there was so much thought put in and how important it is, and it kind of humanizes people to me. Like if I go, I listen to the Stones every day. I listen to this, and Melania has this on her playlist. She's like a human being. It brings her down to this is what we have in common. We love great music, and it means a lot to people, I believe.
She was involved in the selection of every single song, and she even put in certain nuances. George, remember when we had when the family was leaving Mar-a-Lago to then go to DC to start the inauguration festivities? You might remember there was what is it? Tears for Fear. Tears for Fears. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Yes.
Right. So we played that song with no vocals. I don't know if you caught that. And that concept of no vocals was the First Lady. And she did because the voiceover at that moment was important for her. She was telling the story and she didn't want to compete with the vocals. And nobody would think of this. It's like literally like it's as if she's been making films her entire life. She came up.
The fact that you even got the right to essentially remix that song so you could do that is amazing, because people say, "Oh, that's a derivative work," and then there's all these hoops to jump through. You guys made it happen, or whatever you needed to do. I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah, we fought very hard. I'll tell you that there's like everything else in this world, there are certain artists that love us because they love President Trump, and there are other artists, record labels that hate us. And in certain instances, we had incredible artists who said, I love President Trump. You have my blessings. Use my music. And we would be blocked by, the label or by the studio or whatever it might be. So we had issues. As you can imagine, it became political at times, but it's unfortunate because it was just, again, we're not telling a political story. We're telling a historical story about our country with incredible people.
I was saddened to hear about the recent Radiohead problem you mentioned, because I have to tell you, probably top two bands for me, favorite. And I when I was at Capitol, there's a lot of things you work on that you don't feel like you had make any difference, but I feel I actually made a difference in how we marketed and launched. They're like my pet project in my heart.
Congratulations.
But what I found, I can't take credit for the success, but I could see that I made a tangible difference in some of the things we did. But what saddened me is I know when you go through the right channels and everybody agrees, some artists want to say publicly, I don't want to do this, because they actually get both sides of it. They get the exposure of their song, but then they get the credit for their fan base saying, I don't want this. And they seem like they're upset, but I think it's all a game. And I'm sorry that this happened to you, especially with
It happens to everybody, George. It happens to everybody.
They didn't have a problem taking the money though.
Yeah, they're milking it. I don't like that. I'm sorry.
Mark, so it seems that she pretty much designed not the entire inauguration, but she had a heavy hand in it, I'm sure.
Yes.
She has people that work. We were there. My wife and I were there for Christmas 2017, and it was exquisite what Melania Trump had done, what she did with the White House. It was beautiful. And the word I left out when I was describing her, when I met her, 2 words. I'll use 1 word, is regal. She's very regal, but also, but it sounds like I'm kissing ass and I'm not. I mean this.
Now, when you look at President Trump and Melania Trump, look at them. right? On camera, on video.
Yeah.
Look at the way they present themselves. They are like royalty compared, especially to where we just came from.
Yeah, but it's royalty, Mark, and not in a way that's king-like. It's just
American,
she's very. What was it?
American royalty.
Yeah, but I think royalty connotes, this no kings bullshit, whatever. But I just meant in terms of her stature and the way she holds herself. There is and at the same time, there's a down to earthness about her, and I found that fascinating. She was. I mean, like I said, she could not have been more kind to me. I spoke with her for a moment. How much time did you spend with? Oh, wait, there's that photo of the two of them from behind, and they're just sitting like a theater. Is that the theater from your movie? And it's just the two of them, and they seem so close to each other. And I know people want to separate them because they hate them, but they seem like a very loving couple.
They are.
Yeah.
No, they totally are. They're like any other family, except he's the president and she's the first lady, so their schedules are the same, right? And he's not the president; he's a hard-charging business person. Yeah. But look, they're raising an amazing kid together, and life. And she spoke about it, like at that premiere that we highlighted. She called him America's director, and then highlighted, I forget the exact words, but said like our life, our family has these opportunities because you bring them. It's only opportunities. She said something like we could only dream of. Someone could dream of. You actually bring us these experiences, and there's a lot of respect there.
Yeah, I could imagine. How much time did you spend with the president?
Well, I'll tell you this. You have to go see the movie. George, you could vouch for me. I mean, his star.
His what?
His star shines in that movie.
Yeah.
There are moments like, you're going to love it, Scott. There are moments like if you're a Trump fan where like they're sitting down with Secret Service trying to make sure that the first family is safe. And all he wants to do, Scott, is he's like, get me in there. I just want to work. When could I get to the White House? I just want to start making America great again. It's incredible. There are like so many moments where President Trump just shines, and it's incredible. He's incredible. He spent a good amount of time with us, and during that time period, it was really fun.
There was a point where he was giving a speech, and he looked at the camera. He goes, "Don't record that." And Melania goes, "Record it." And he was like, she trumped him on it. Funny.
Yeah, I say this as a joke, Mark, and you would know better. I think there's a part of him that's not human. And I mean not human in terms of this. There's something else that drives him, that makes him work 18 hours a day.
You mean spiritual?
Whatever it is, George, I don't know. But there's something, a calling, and there's something there that is, I think, not human. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way, whether it's, divine something or other. I don't know. But the times that I met him, he's an overwhelming human being. He's incredibly oxygen sucking out of rooms. And that's just a gift. That's not being loud. That's just a gift from God. That's what that is, in my opinion. Did you, when you spoke with him, because when we were in the Lincoln bedroom, it's him. He's the show, right? And I mean that again in the best possible way. He runs it. He's an intimidating. Were you intimidated by him the whole way through?
I would say inspired.
Okay.
He's a true force. I think he's blessed with the ability to have that drive that you're talking about. But I really think there's, I don't know if you remember the photographer Halsman.
Sure.
Guy, right, with Dali. And Halsman broke the world up into builders and destroyers. And I really think that we're living in this time period. And President Trump is the biggest builder of them all. And I'm not talking about real estate and architecture. I mean, this guy just builds and builds and builds. And he's blessed to have that energy to do it. It's incredible. He's going to be 80 soon.
Yeah.
And he's running circles around everyone on the planet. And I'm proud that he's our president. I think it's incredible that we have someone that cares about, healthcare and finance and security, and it just goes on, and every day he's building and building and building, and we're lucky to have him, honestly.
All at the same time.
All at the same time, every day, every minute.
Did you spend time at Mar-a-Lago? Did you spend any time at Mar-a-Lago?
I have.
Was the president out back with his iPad playing music?
I've been there for that moment.
You wouldn't think, right? You wouldn't think.
But it's nice, right? Like, we all love entertainment and music. He's a soulful person like that, right? He likes entertainment. He likes soul. You know what he said about the movie, Scott? He said one of the lines when they're about to walk into the rotunda, Melania looks into the camera and she says, "Here we go again."
Yes.
And that's going to be top 5 lines. That's like as good as what you hear in Godfather. Like.
That's in the trailer I want to show you.
Leave the gun, take the cannolis. Go ahead, George, run the trailer.
All right, let's
but he's soulful. He appreciates the arts. He loves good music.
That's hilarious.
And he knows it. He knows it.
Go,
Mark, do you want
George.
the intro of the trailer?
Go ahead. Let it rip.
Sorry.
On January 30th,
Everyone wants to know, so here it is.
20 days in her life.
I will move forward with purpose, and of course, with style.
Witness history in the making.
I feel energized to serve the American people. Here we go again.
Don't put that on tape, please.
Please do.
Melania, exclusively in theaters January 30th.
Wow.
Yeah. Great. Just great. I find it you had a unique once in a lifetime experience, Mark. Right?
I'm so grateful for it, Scott. I'm grateful. I wouldn't be here with you and George and all of your audience tonight. It's an incredible experience, and I'm really grateful for it.
Is there something else that you want to do with them?
Well, fortunately, I'm still in this. I still have my gig as far as being her exclusive senior advisor, and we're going to continue to build. We have some things coming up this year, actually in March, which are going to be groundbreaking as First Lady. We have 2 firsts that are going to happen. First one you'll hear about shortly on March 2nd, right here in New York City. And then towards the latter part of the month, she's going to be activating on the 24th and the 25th as it relates to fostering the future together, a global coalition that she's building to empower children in tech. The commercial side of our relationship is very, very compelling, as you can imagine. And I love that I could balance those sides out. But, I'm in it for the long term. I've been, she and I have a relationship built on trust and performance, and we build together. And I'm excited to continue to build past the 47th presidency.
There was a video going around of Barron, and my daughter must have said this line 500 times. He's a young boy. He's in his dad's office. Melania's there, and he's got an accent. I guess because he's listening to his mother a lot, and he's going to school. And he says, "I've got my suitcase," and Donald Trump says, "Well, you're going to go there. You're going to read math, reading, and whatever else." And it was just so it's like in that moment, I could be wrong. I saw Trump setting him up. What life was about. School, you're going to learn. You're going to learn this, this, and this. And I think that's who. I think he's that guy. You're going to be successful, and I'm going to make you successful.
Awesome guy. He's very smart. Are we talking about Barron or President Trump right now?
Either one. I thought the president who wasn't the president then, was really setting up Barron to know what life is all about. You know,
For sure. Values, and Barron has them. Barron's an incredible person, super smart, very driven, very grateful. He knows, that he's in a unique situation, and he expresses often, how grateful he is. But he is a motivated. This kid's got vision. He talks to me about incredible things with, the business of sport, the business of technology, the business of finance, like on and on and on. He's got a lot of vision for a kid that's 19. He's going to be, if he's president someday, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. My daughter's friendly with Bo Loudon. You know Bo?
Yeah, of course.
That's So let me ask you this question. If you know the answer, please God, tell us. At the inauguration, Barron Trump walks over to Joe Biden and says what?
You have to watch the movie. I'm kidding.
Do you know what he said? You don't have to tell me.
I do.
Tell me off camera. Tell me off camera.
Okay.
You know what he said?
I do.
Okay. Because he says it, he walks away, and he turns back and he gives a look like, I thought, oh shit.
That moment's in the film. But
it's all over the internet too.
But remember, he's got values.
Okay. All right. I will. I look forward to hearing what it was, and I will not tell anybody other than us what he said. Maybe my wife. She doesn't open her mouth. She'll keep a secret. Anyway. What else do I want to know? What else do you want to know, George? About I just find the production. I find the production incredible.
I love that you value that. That's so awesome because we worked so hard on it. Like Melania was involved in the all the post-production too, Scott. Like editing, color correction, the whole thing. Like she was in there. Like she didn't miss a meeting.
How long was your editing process? Go. I'm sorry. What?
She was in the edit room regularly. Like she really, was very dedicated to this.
How long did you edit for?
Probably not enough. Like if it was up to her, we'd still be editing.
Well, you shot for 20 days?
Yeah.
And when was it released?
Just not even a month ago.
Oh, yeah, a month ago. Okay, so you had a bit of time to edit, but I mean, I'm sure them. How much footage did you have? How many hours did you have?
A lot. So this is part of the issue. So we had so many stories. The movie's only an hour and 44 minutes long, so we had so many stories that we wanted to unpack. So it's hard to go through every day. A lot of cameras, right? And we have it all. So we're going to release a 2-part docuseries, probably midsummer. Maybe a little earlier. We're still working with Amazon to figure out the date. And the docuseries is going to provide a different story. We'll be able to get into some of these issues a little deeper: family, business, philanthropy, first lady. And we're going to tell it in a different way too. So,
if you were to guess how many, if you were to guess how many hours you had on all cameras combined,
I would say it's fair, honestly. But I would say we shot probably 7 to 10 days on average per day for the 20 days. Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't even. What's the freaking math on that? Go ahead, George.
It's
the rollout. You seem to me like people fall into a cookie cutter of it goes in for only this amount of time in theaters, and we got to get it streaming, or we got to get it on video on demand. You guys didn't do that. Do you have a grand scheme for it, or was it a theater movie and that's what you wanted?
Yeah, so that's a great question because we wanted this in theaters. Part of the reason why we selected Amazon MGM was because they were willing to give us this global distribution. We're in theaters in over 30 countries now, and we wanted that rich experience. I hope, George, that you agree. Like, we nailed it for a documentary. In a way, we kind of like redid the genre, right? There has never been a documentary like this. So
I love it. It's very emotional, and funny, and it was beautiful, and it was contemporary. I'm not used to a contemporary documentary, to be honest.
Yeah. And so we negotiated. The way I negotiated the deal with Amazon was like, we want an extended period of time in theaters only. So that's what we did here. So we're locked in theaters, and if people want to go see it, they got to go to the theater.
And when does it come to Amazon?
So we'll shift it into streaming, down the road. We got time for that still.
Okay. I'm just trying. Anything else production I want to get into? I mean, I had some thoughts earlier. I just find it incredible. I can't imagine. I couldn't even imagine the editing room. I don't even know how you tell a story. I don't know.
You also have this dynamic of like the first lady and me, who we've never, you come from the industry, so you understand it. Like we don't understand it. Versus like Brett and his team. These guys are like really first class. When it comes to this,
right.
The filmmaking. And we're like, no, we want to do it like this. And they'd be like, what are you talking about? You can't do that. And we were breaking the routine. It was pretty amazing. I feel like someone with your background in particular, you would have really got a kick out of it. It was incredible.
Yeah, as a director, you want to control the situation.
You can't
but
fight
you can't.
Trump. No, Melania Trump.
No, but you can't control any of it.
Right.
I mean, you could control a sit-down candlelight dinner, but you can't control her walking out to the podium, her getting on the plane, the guy up on the top of the staircase. I mean, you're trying to control everything, and he can't do it. What was he like? What was Brett getting flustered or frustrated or anything like that?
No, he went with it. He loved it. He really embraced it. But, you got to imagine, like, for us, it's like normal day in the life, right? Like, we're going to meet with a freed Israeli hostage to try to rescue her husband. We're going to meet with Secret Service to make sure that the first family doesn't get assassinated. We're going to go, fly over back to D.C. because Kennedy was killed. And, now we got to run over to tell the story about her mom because it's the anniversary of her mom's passing. So, like, we have all this, like, crazy stuff happening every single day, and he's like trying to figure out like how do I plan around this, right? It's really remarkable if you think about it. Most of the documentaries are boring person,
right,
talking head, empty warehouse, and we're like, oh, we got to get on the plane tomorrow, we got to bring all the Secret Service with us because President Carter died. And by the way, Brett and team, we're flying back to New York that night because it's the anniversary of the First Lady's mother's passing, and she wants to pay respect in New York City. And Brett's like, who's on the tarmac in DC? And how do I balance that? How do I get back to New York City? So we have crews in different cities activating at the same time. It's wild.
Wow.
You know what? It sounds
amazing.
It sounds completely overwhelming. Like it sounds like, you know what? I quit. I can't. I can't deal. I can't. So you have crews in different cities, and then something else might pop up, and you got to be there.
Correct.
And you got to call.
DC. We didn't know President Carter was going to,
Right. So you have to call people and say, "Hey, we're going to be in Timbuktu in 6 hours," and go.
And then Secret Service, okay, so when the president and the first lady arrive, Secret Service needs to understand what's going to happen. We need to get everything cleared. So
you got to tell them everything.
Correct.
But
guys were incredible. Secret Service was incredible. I mean,
but Mark, how do you tell them everything when you don't know what's happening?
Scott, they would be like, this is. We have protocol. We have to follow it. We have to ensure the safety of the first family. And Brett would come running in with like his Super 8, right? Is that the right word? Super 8?
Yeah, it's a small camera.
Right? And he'd be like, can I get in there right now? And they'd be like, no, you can't. The president's over there. And he's like, I got to get in. It was like, it was pretty amazing, actually, what we did.
I kind of remember there's a shot of the camera trying to hop onto the helicopter. And it's like, can I get on the helicopter? Do you remember that scene? I can't remember if he actually made it or if they said, get off there. It was like, he was just trying to get involved anywhere he felt it would be interesting. And that was great.
So we get actually incredible in the docuseries. You'll see we get incredible moments with the docuseries as it relates to that type of stuff, George.
And I'm looking
I'm
forward to
trying.
it.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this, and I'm having a hard time. I just am. I mean, I don't know how you would. You did it, and great reviews, making tons of money. I just don't know how you physically did it. I'm trying to think in my head if you got to follow these people around with and clear Secret Service, clear the Trumps, get the crew going.
Scott, when at the inauguration, we had the Clintons, President Obama. We had the interaction. You'll love it, Scott, between Kamala and Biden backstage in the rotunda is classic. George, I'm sure you'll vouch for that one. We had all of the presidents, all of the first ladies. Michelle Obama wasn't at the inauguration, but we had to go. We had all of that happening. Congress, and it's incredible.
Well, what made me, I'm sorry to say something, I don't mean it's negative, but it's true. But what struck me was Kamala looked at her watch when she was standing there. And I'm like, really? What better place could you be than where you're standing right now?
Did you see the time between the two of them? Remember?
Being in this event that is for this film is what I meant. It's like it looked like she was backstage and she just glanced down at her watch, and I was thinking, I found that insulting to being wherever it is you are.
George, they're behind the rotunda. We got the camera on Biden and Harris. Remember, this is after Harris lost the election, after Harris took out Biden. Now they're together. They're together, and they have to walk in because protocol is the president and the vice president come before the incoming president. So we get them that awkward tension between the two of them, and we're shooting them. And then on top of it, Kamala Harris is to go in. She just got destroyed in the election. She's got Biden next to her. She's got to go in. We got the cameras on her. That moment was so classic. I'm not saying that anyone from Amazon MGM asked us, like the woke Hollywood type, asked us to remove that from the film.
Okay, well, this has been. I tell you the truth, Mark. This has been fascinating.
Thank you.
I really, really, really appreciate you coming on.
I'm so
and
grateful.
Telling us this because, other people that are not in the entertainment business just think you made a documentary.
Not even close.
Right, and you had this 8-ring circus flying around the country. I can't even imagine that. And listen, if you ever talk to Brett, tell him congratulations. I met him a while back. Nice man. And again, George, thank you for setting this up. And
I appreciate Mark actually saying I have some insight. You're right. It was fascinating. I wish we could do a part 2 of this. You being here was a tremendous positive change for us. Not that we do negative things. It's just that it was unique. It was a very unique interview, and I loved it.
Why don't we do? I'm sorry, Mark. What'd you say?
I'm just so grateful that you had me. You guys, it's like an amazing thrill to be here tonight. So thank you.
Please, I'm going to go watch it. And then I probably got a ton of questions to ask you again. So, okay. All right. Listen, if you talk to the Trumps, give them a hug for me. Give them my best.
I will. The First Lady knows that we're doing this tonight, so I'll let her know. She's going to watch it. She watches. So.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Well, I appreciate that. And happy for them and happy for the country. So, George, anything else?
No, all the points that mattered to me, we covered, and I'm sure there's an iceberg under this that we don't even know about that we'd love to hear. Yeah, but I loved everything we touched on. Yeah,
I just love all the production in it. I just can't believe it. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm thrilled to talk to you, Mark. Really, great interview. Loved it.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, be good. God bless. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.